feared for the power of her mind, worried about what she could find.
Hey Virgo, this is a timeless reading for you. I'm using my own tarot cards. Your reading starts with the card stagnation, followed by childhood, order, maturity, earth, and elephant or big. I feel like the combination of those first two cards, stagnation and childhood, it makes me feel like this child is very happy and free on his swing set. And behind his back or her back, something is happening to the fly. There's a fly trapped, very afraid it will soon be eaten by the spider, and it cannot get out of this situation. And I'm sorry I have to bring this topic up, but I feel like you might soon learn about during your own childhood you didn't see something, and there's not any shaming or something about it, because you were a child, you couldn't understand that. I feel like maybe one of your friends or someone around you, you will learn that this person was in a very abusive family or situation during their childhood. This was probably one of your friends, and as a child you didn't understand what kind of situation they were in, and you couldn't have noticed, you couldn't have helped them. So there's no blame at all on you. It's just something that you might learn. You had your back turned to this situation, and this horror scene was happening while you just couldn't see it because you were a child, and so was your friend or just someone you knew. It could, of course, as in all tarot readings, be the other way around, that you were in this situation and someone else didn't see you because they couldn't, because they were too young. They couldn't understand. And you also couldn't understand. There's something about this kind of childhood trauma here. But I feel like there's also good news coming in, some kind of justice. I actually have a justice card in my deck, and this is not it, but it still makes me feel like, order is also some kind of justice, something, some chaos, some injustice that has been done to someone, like there's order coming towards it. And this bird is some kind of announcement. It's also a clear warning. It looks very fierce to me today when I look at it. It's aiming at someone. So is the eye. The eye is actually not aiming only at one person. The eye is aiming at everyone, seeing through everyone, every little detail, no matter how hard people try to pretend or to lie in front of themselves or of others, or both. The eye sees everything, and everything the eye has been watching for billions of years and never intervened, but the time is changing now. Let's also just, like in the classic tarot, there is this judgment card. I feel like it has a similarity to this card right now in your spread here. There could literally be some kind of bird that will give you a sign that something is arriving, something tremendous is shifting. Just like, sometimes you can see outside when the weather is changing, or even if we don't notice that the weather is changing, maybe the skies still look okay. But the birds already behave very weird, so you can sense by their behavior that a thunder is coming long before the human eye or the human ears can sense it. Because it's not that cloudy, you think everything is still fine, but the birds are making the announcement. It could be a situation like this. Another thing is also possible, that the bird, you can replace it with a person or another animal, or just something in your own intuition, some kind of news coming from your guides on a spiritual level. It is very big. We have maturity here as well. And before I get into the word itself, I want to take a look at the teacher in the card. there is a teacher that could testify in a case where, everyone had turned their back onto someone who was in this kind of abusive, terrible situation. No one saw it, only the perpetrator knew. So maybe there is someone who couldn't say anything, or they weren't sure, but they had a feeling, or they noticed a small thing, but it wasn't enough to confirm something. There is also a teacher who is very good-hearted, which is not always the case with teachers, who really is very supportive and sensitive. And I feel like this teacher could have at one point at least tried to protect someone where everyone else was turning their backs or a blind eye. And with the word itself, maturity, this is on all sides. This is whoever this victim is, if it's you or someone you know. This person, you don't have to worry about them too much. Like, they have healed and they are very mature. I think they are quite strong and they can handle it somehow. Also, your own maturity. Like, let's say this is not you to whom it happened, and you learn about, what happened to someone as a child. Now they are in the same age like you right now. You will also mature from learning about this, and you will also look back without any blame or shame on yourself, because you will see yourself as a child. You will look back at when you were a child, and you will have a realization about how much you matured. I'm sorry, this is just, it's still, I almost just got up and I haven't talked to anyone today, especially not in English. So if you are listening to me for the first time, I'm German, and I think my English is okay, but when I just got up and this is just my second reading, then it's sometimes a little bit hard to find the right words to express myself here. But usually during the next readings it should get better. I should get used to it again. With the Earth card and the Elephant, I feel like I want to connect them. The elephant is an animal that is very firm, standing on the ground, very connected to the earth. And the thick and strong legs of the elephant are also, they can be compared with the roots of a plant. Like this plant is still quite small, but it has huge roots compared to the rest of it. So it's very stable. It has a very stable and firm foundation. And that is also the energy, just like with the maturity card. Like, this is true maturity. It can't be shaken very easily or disrupted. Even though if, abusive people try to do that, I feel like this will not work. Neither on you nor on this person in this situation here. I also feel like suddenly, getting back to the maturity card, this could also be someone who works for the government, for the justice system, whatever this is. There could be some helpful source coming. Also like cops and all these people. I don't really have a thing for that, I have to admit. I feel like many of those people are very immature and selfish, and or they have a lot of very weird issues. At least it's my experience, and so many things are very unfair in the world, and it is not really easy to trust, which is very ironic. Like if something terrible happened to you and you have to be afraid to go to the cops to file or report because, you know, there is always the risk that they will, you know, not believe you or do something against you even. So, but in this case, it's the opposite, I feel. Like there is some kind of help coming in here. I see that in the maturity card as well. Someone who has some kind of influence and experience in a certain topic. Let me see. I also feel drawn to the trunk of the elephant. I actually forgot, even though I have watched a lot of elephant documentaries, how strong their sense of smell is. Obviously, their sense of hearing is very good. I think their eyes are not so good. I forgot. There's something about a sense of smell coming in, and which could provide some kind of proof in a situation, even though I intellectually don't understand why this is coming up now and it makes no sense to me. Maybe there's some kind of dog that will find some kind of proof by using their sense of smelling. There's something coming up here. And you know, usually if that would be the case, dogs also, you know, they sniff around on the ground a lot. There is something about that here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the friction card. And I feel like this energy just represents someone who is still trying to mess around. Someone who is trying to, you know, destroy people in some way, make them suffer, but I feel like in this spread, this person has no more power because everything is going back to its fair and not natural order. And there are so many mature people involved, like it cannot have any power anymore because everyone's protecting each other. That's how it feels. I feel like there is still something about the Earth card that I haven't mentioned or even seen yet. I just feel there is something more. Actually, the worm and the snail, like they move very slowly. Elephants also move quite slow. So there is something about slowing down, finding peace with something. There is also something about the growth of something new that is very small and most people don't even see it yet. Like there's a huge shift that comes in subtly to turn everything around, not only in this personal case here. Like it feels as if this situation was just the beginning of a huge shift in all countries on the whole world. That regarding a certain topic, the mindset of many people will change and the law probably will also change. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.